think about how you obtained that mineral. Is it good to have it on your crown?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down very unsettling aspects of the British royal family through the years.
It is a grubby and secretive and corrupt institution.
Number 10, media relations.
It all comes down to control. It's like, this family is ours to exploit. Their trauma is our story and our narrative to control.
The royal family's relationship with the media has been fraught with tension and controversy. Historically, this relationship oscillated between periods of cooperative engagements and open hostility. The scrutiny intensified following events like the divorce of Prince Charles and Princess Diana, where the media's role was particularly criticised.
Lenses and magnification. You can sit a mile away, quite happily, and photograph through windows and everything else. And they do.
Diana's tragic death in 1997, attributed partly to paparazzi chasing her car, notably worsened attitudes towards the press across the board. The family's approach has often involved legal actions against publications for breaches of privacy, highlighting an ongoing struggle to control their narrative and manage invasive media practices.
You know this is unlawful, so we have to draw the line. We have to take legal action.
Number 9, Colonial Past.
A long time ago, but not long enough ago that it's not still very relevant, everyone in Britain got in a big old boat and we set sail and we robbed, and this will sound far-fetched, everyone in the world.
The history of the monarchy is inextricably entwined with the history of the British Empire, which at its peak was the largest empire in history, with vast territories across the globe. The royal role involved sanctioning and sometimes directly participating in the colonial administration. This empire was built on the control and exploitation of numerous countries and peoples, leading to significant cultural, social, and economic impacts on colonized regions.
And they have written the story of colonialism, and it has been about education, trains, legal regimes. It has not been about hunger, famine, deindustrialization, immiseration. All of those have disappeared from their history books.
The legacy of this colonial past includes widespread debate about historical injustices, including slavery and the suppression of native cultures and political systems. These historical actions and their ongoing repercussions are subjects of intense scrutiny and re-evaluation today.
This is not in the past for us. We feel the impact and the legacy of colonisation every single day, in the over-policing of our people, in the systemic discrimination that still exists from police interaction through to the courts.
Number 8, racism.
Oh gosh, look, I've got that one. And that one, actually. Oh Christ, I've got that one too, look. Oh, come off it. Where did you steal that one from, eh?
Emerging from the aforementioned colonial reckoning, in modern times the royal family has also faced accusations of racism. This came to prominence most notably during Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2021. The couple revealed controversies within the family about the potential skin colour of their son, Archie, and this revelation sparked widespread media coverage and public debate.
There's a conversation with you?
With Harry.
About how dark your baby is going to be?
Potentially, and what that would mean or look like.
Ooh.
The interview brought to light long-standing concerns about institutional racism and the approach to diversity and inclusion. These allegations have prompted discussions about the monarchy's need to both address and reform its attitudes and policies regarding race and discrimination in a more transparent, progressive manner.
I'm glad it's all out in the open. I'm glad that they did the interview. People are saying it's inappropriate, it's ridiculous. It was time for that to come out in the open, and now the palace has to reckon with themselves.
Number 7, political power and influence. The line between the symbolic and the substantive in terms of political influence has long been a source of intrigue. While their official role in modern times is ostensibly one of neutrality, whispers of behind-the-scenes influence linger.
What if on this occasion I'd be happy for people to know the displeasure was actually real? that I am personally concerned about her lack of compassion.
You know how seriously I take my constitutional responsibility to remain silent, but each of us has our line in the sand.
Historically, monarchs wielded considerable political power. Queen Victoria, for instance, despite the rise of constitutional monarchy, was known to exert influence on policy through her personal relationship with prime ministers like Benjamin Disraeli.
As she'd instinctively used her diplomatic skills in Germany in the years following Albert's death, Victoria leaped at the chance to stand at the helm of Disraeli's political ideals, to galvanise Britain's classes under a powerful monarch.
The 20th century did see a marked decline in direct political power, and today the influence seems more subtle. Weekly meetings with the Prime Minister offer a platform for the King or Queen to share their insights and experiences, potentially swaying policy through quiet persuasion.
Britain prides itself on its parliamentary democracy delivering the will of the people. And yet, at the heart of power, the monarch and their heir are able to pressure governments into changing legislation without the knowledge of the people or their elected representatives.
Number 6. Secrecy. Ironically, the one thing that there's no mystery about when it comes to the royal family is that it thrives on mystique.
The people look to the monarchy for something bigger than themselves, an inspiration, a higher ideal. If you put it in their homes, allow them to watch it with their dinner on their laps.
Shrouded in secrecy, their lives are a carefully curated public image. From residents like Buckingham Palace to personal finances, details are closely guarded. This culture of privacy fuels widespread fascination, with glimpses into royal life treated as rare treasures.
I mean, I feel like I want to spend as long as I can here just finding out more and more and more. Do you ever feel like you get to an end of what you know? Do you get surprised every day?
This opaqueness can breed suspicion, as seen with the brouhaha over the Princess of Wales's extended absence from view in 2024. Critics argued a monarchy in the 21st century needs more transparency, while others defend the right to a private life.
What they've been through with all the wild speculation and the sort of traumas and the criticism and the photographs and things, and actually what it was a woman dealing with what is clearly traumatic surgery.
Number 5. Financial support. Public funding is a highly contentious issue, particularly during times of economic hardship.
At a time when people are struggling to put food on the table, at a time when people are being denied cost of living pay rises, and I think there's going to be a lot of resentment and anger.
The sovereign grant, an annual sum paid by the Treasury, finances the upkeep of palaces, travel and staff salaries. While there is revenue generated through tourism and the Crown Estate, a vast portfolio of lands and holdings, critics argue this doesn't justify the taxpayer burden.
Cost of living crisis, people are struggling, really struggling to spend such an elaborate amount of money on a party, basically.
Transparency surrounding the true cost of the monarchy is also a concern. Security expenses, for example, are not fully disclosed, leading some to believe the actual cost is higher than reported. The debate over taxpayer funding reflects a broader questioning of the monarchy's relevance in modern society.
While we struggle to heat our homes, we have to pay for your parade.
Thank you for coming.
The taxpayer pays $100 million for you, and what for?
Number 4. The Crown Jewels.
So there are some disadvantages to crowns, but otherwise they're quite important things.
While the British Crown Jewels dazzle with their brilliance, their history is far from sparkling. Gems like the famed Kohinoor diamond, meaning Mountain of Light, originated in India. However, Britain's claim to it stems from a disputed treaty, with many arguing it was stolen under duress. Similar questions surround the Cullinan diamonds, the largest ever discovered, which arrived in British hands during a period of brutal colonial wars in South Africa.
It was the all-white Parliament of the Transvaal colony who made the decision to present a gift that would be worth $400 million today. South African trade unionists suggest compensation.
These treasures represent not just immense wealth, but a complex and often violent past marked with conquest and displacement. Today, the ownership of these jewels remains a contentious issue, with some countries demanding their return.
I think to India it really represents a chance to put aside a lot of its darkest chapters of history, a lot of the fact that its wealth had been taken from its lands, and really provides a sense of addressing trauma.
Number 3, scandals. In a counterpoint to their air of tradition, the royals' lineage is steeped in scandal. Henry VIII's marital mayhem, 6 wives, 2 beheaded, shocked Europe.
Divorced, beheaded and died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. I'm Henry VIII, I had 6 sorry wives. You could say I ruined their lives.
Centuries later, whispers surrounded Queen Victoria's close friendship with a Scottish servant, John Brown. The 20th century saw a king's abdication rock the monarchy.
That I have found it impossible to carry the heavy burden of responsibility and to discharge my duties as king as I would wish to do, without the help and support of the woman I love.
Edward VIII, smitten with American divorcee Wallis Simpson, chose love over the crown in 1936, forever altering the line of succession. Princess Margaret, the Queen's feisty sister, courted controversy with her flamboyant lifestyle. More recently, Prince Charles's affair with Camilla Parker Bowles, and particularly Prince Andrew's reported association with Jeffrey Epstein, tarnished the institution's image.
He can no longer officially and publicly use his HRH title. But what we're waiting to find out is whether that is enough to sway public opinion in the family's favour.
Number 2, misogynistic succession laws. The line to the British throne has been meticulously charted for centuries, ensuring a smooth transfer of power. These laws, of course, haven't been fair or progressive.
Queen Jane? It's a terrible idea. But it's His Royal Highness's idea. Are you saying it's terrible?
She's a girl. Girls can't rule.
Traditionally, a system called male preference primogeniture held sway. This meant the eldest son, regardless of the age of his sisters, would become king. This practice, rooted in a desire to maintain a clear line of succession and avoid disputes, persisted for generations. However, the tides began to turn in the 21st century.
Fuddy-duddy tradition should be overturned.
Public opinion and evolving societal norms cast a critical eye on gender-based bias. In 2011, the Commonwealth realms, including the United Kingdom, came together for the Perth Agreement. This historic accord aimed to modernise succession laws.
Attitudes have changed fundamentally over the centuries, and some outdated rules, like some of the rules on succession, just don't make sense to us anymore.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, the Gilded Cage. While the crown promises prestige, it exacts a heavy toll on personal freedoms. Royal protocol dictates every aspect of life, from dress codes to interactions with citizens.
Do you know the one thing I really hate is when I go to a restaurant and the waiter comes to the table and attempts to memorize the order without writing it down. You just know it's going to go wrong.
This constant scrutiny and control can be stifling. Princess Diana's struggles with isolation within the monarchy became a stark reminder of the mental health toll such restrictions can have.
You couldn't indulge in feeling sorry for yourself. You had to either sink or swim, and you had to learn that very fast.
The pressure to conform and the lack of autonomy can leave royals feeling like carefully curated figures rather than individuals. This is a complex issue, as some may find comfort in the structure, while others might prioritise personal growth and independence, potentially leading to a clash with tradition.
There needs to be conversation and accountability, and if that doesn't happen, then that's very sad. But I will focus on my life, my amazing family that I'm so grateful to have, my 2 kids who are bouncing up and down me this morning.
What other dark truths could have made this list? Let us know in the comments.
There is no getting away from it. The royal family can appear ruthless when their reputation is at stake.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.